Beehive Sports Podcast, NFL three-bagger wildcard round edition is presented by Blue Line Auto. For all your automotive needs, call Blue Line Auto at 814-230-9061 or stop in at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren. Final week of the three-bagger, week 18, final regular season week. I had a 3-0 week against the spread. I did not tally our final shit, so I don't know what my ending record was, but I don't think it was great. 500 maybe. Sketty 1-2 last week.
Yep.
All right, so this week we're gonna get through every wild card game of the weekend. We're both picking everyone against the spread. Let's go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Going through a quick show here for the three-bagger wild card edition. Like I said, it's not just three picks this week. We're going to go through every wild card game. So we're going to start off just as they're scheduled. Sketty's going to go first with Bengals Raiders. Sketty likes the Bengals -4.5.
Yeah, I just think the Bengals are a better team. I think the Raiders are kind of coming off that big emotional win. You know, Bengals rested guys. Burrow should be a little bit healthier. I see Higgins is a little banged up, but I just this is probably the game that I was the least sure about of all the games in this playoffs. I think this is literally a coin flip. I just kind of think the Bengals are the more talented team.
All right, I'm heading the opposite way on this one. I think, although I might have changed, I think Miles might have talked me into some Bengals love here. But my +4.5. I think honestly, if we did this, but we don't, what I really like in this game is the over. I think it's a low number. It's like, I can't remember, 43, 48, which is a pretty big difference. But it was somewhere in there where I like that. But no, I think it's going to end up being a close game. I do think the Bengals win the game, but I think 4.5. It's a lot of points in the playoffs. The Raiders, like Dwight said, they're really chugging along right now and taking some really, really good momentum into the playoffs. Whereas the Bengals are doing the same, but both young teams, it'll be I think it's just going to be a close one. So Patriots Bills.
Yeah, I like the Bills -4. This is probably coincidentally the second game that I'm like least confident about. The Bills are definitely the better team, but the Patriots are kind of built to play playoff football. But I think the talent of Josh Allen, if they give him the ball and let him do his thing, I just don't think Mac Jones can keep up with him.
Yeah, look at my background. Like I said, those are the only Patriots I give a fuck about. We're the ones in the Revolutionary War. -4. I'm probably going to alternate line this. I think it's a double-digit win for Buffalo. I think that team is as motivated as they could possibly be, and they're going to have the energy of a full capacity crowd for the first time since 1996. The two playoff games at home last year were what was it, 25% or whatever they did. I think it was 25% capacity. So they're going to feel that energy. I just think this is going to be a game where they come out swinging and we see 4 quarters of football out of them. Eagles.
I think the Bucs are going to win the game, but they're pretty banged up. I kind of think the Eagles are going to make this a little bit closer than what this line is indicating. I mean, I I think that's quite a few points. Now the Eagles aren't very good, admittedly, but Jalen Hurts, number one rush offense in the league. I think they could give the Bucs a little bit of a challenge. They'll make it closer when they played earlier in the season.
Yeah, I'm going the same way with this one. It is a lot of points. The Bucs have had some recent struggles, and they like the health thing's important. It is Tom Brady in the playoffs, but that could also be a Tom Brady who leads a game-winning drive, which isn't going to cover an 8.5 point spread. and I like the Eagles in this.
Yep.
I'd really kind of like to see them win it because I want
Oh,
Mike to
same.
come back. I want Mike to come back on next week and just fucking lose his mind. It's going to be awesome. All right, Sketty, Niners.
Yeah. I just think the Niners are going to win. I think they're the better football team. Kind of like I said in my fan rant. I'll be a little more serious here. I don't think this game is by any means a lock. The Cowboys have the talent to beat the 49ers, but again, you got to hope that Jimmy plays poorly, and you got to hope that you can contain that run game, and I just don't see him doing it. The 49ers are hot right now. I've been on this show saying for how many weeks that you don't want to see the 49ers in the playoffs. If you are an NFC team, this is a dangerous game, and I really think this is just a trap game for the Cowboys. Although I'm a little worried because in doing my research for the fan rant today, seems like a lot of people think that this is the easy upset pick. So I'm worried the Cowboys got a little bulletin board material. Yeah,
Right.
so I'm
Well,
scared that.
I think they did, and I like the Cowboys in this game. I think there's been a lot of magic happening with San Francisco. Clearly, because we've been watching it. Like I said,
Yep.
we've been watching it all season. We pay attention to the Niners on this show, and I just think the magic, the thumb thing, is really a concern for me. That if the Cowboys offense has the ability to stack points on points on points, and if they start doing that, and the Niners can't control the clock with the run game like they want to do, that's what this game to me is going to come down to. If the Niners defense is
Exactly.
keeping the Cowboys in check and the
Yep.
49ers can play Kyle Shanahan style run the ball football, then I think that they have a legitimate shot of winning outright.
They do, but again, played a weak schedule. They weren't very good against playoff teams.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Cowboys, I'm just not very sold on how good they actually are.
And that's a popular opinion.
Jimmy he does have the propensity to turn the ball over. He makes some stupid throws. He could hurt them, and kind of like I said, it takes Jimmy doing something stupid, which is very possible against this team and Diggs and Micah Parsons. But we'll see. It should be interesting.
Got a couple comments coming in on the Niners. Tori says you're absolutely right. Ron King says Dallas had a weak schedule. 49ers are tough. I agree with that. I think that the way the Niners are built is we need to control the clock and establish a run. And if they fail to do that and the Cowboys get up a couple scores and we get into a scenario where Jimmy G has to air it out, that could result in some real bad things for the Niners.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
On to the Steelers. We might as well just throw both these up right now because we're going – I'll just alternate them back and forth because we're going the same way on this one. Go ahead, Sketty.
Yeah, I thought about this one long and hard because, my head says that the Chiefs should just absolutely beat up on the Steelers because the Steelers are not good. I don't think there's any way they win this game. But 12.5 is a lot of points. J.J. Watt's healthy. These guys are playing for Ben. Any game could be his last game now. I think they keep this, keep this a little bit closer than what the matchup was, whatever it was, 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The Chiefs just aren't blowing out teams like they did in the early Mahomes era. I say early, it was like 3 years ago, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, they just aren't putting the hammer down, and I don't think their defense is as good. And I think TJ Watt could definitely be a problem for Kansas City. I know they revamped their offensive line. They did a lot to it. It hasn't been, I don't think, exactly what they had in mind upon signing all of those guys. But I don't think it matters how good your offensive line is. TJ Watt is the best pass rusher in football. There's no doubt about it. The dude, I really would love to see a full season out of him. But like we said, I think you said before, we want to see a full season out of a guy named Watt, whose first name isn't Derek.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's I think it's and here's the thing. This game could be 30-13, and late in the fourth quarter, Ben dumps a touchdown to one of his receivers and they cover the spread. And that's kind of where I'm seeing it. Like, maybe not necessarily that big of a blowout, but I just think a late touchdown could get you in the coverage range here, but the Chiefs win the game.
I agree. Yep.
Cards, Rams, last one.
Yeah, actually took the Rams here, and this was one that, again, kind of like the Bengals Raiders game. I just really didn't know who to pick. I'm thinking the Rams are going to be pretty hungry after just getting their hearts broken against the Niners, but maybe that works against them. We'll see how they respond. The Cardinals just haven't impressed me down the stretch. Like they're just not the same team they were the first 3 quarters of the season. So I just think the Rams are a little more talented. They'll end up winning the game and win by more than 3.5.
I'll get to mine in a second, but I want to touch on this comment by Ron. This is something that a lot of people didn't see towards the end with Kelsey on that Saturday game, the Denver game. Excuse me. What are you?
I know.
You contagious over there? You're making me cough all the way over here.
The COVID is a super spreader, but that's what's going on.
Kelsey definitely came up lame late in that game, and it got some attention, but it was kind of minimal. And Hill was hurt.
Yeah, I knew Hill was hurt. I didn't see Kelsey. I knew Hill was banged up. Yep.
I mean, they were showing replays during the game of him going in motion and just not doing a fucking thing afterwards. So I'm with you on that, Ron. 12's a lot. 12 and a half's a ton of points, and there's some injuries going on there. So real quick, I'll add my 2 cents on Rams Cards. I think Stafford's going to have a nice game. I really do. And this isn't no knock on the Cardinals as a team, but I think where the Cardinals are having a downfall, and let me pull this up while I'm trying to find it. Cliff Kingsbury's hot starts and second halves, the graphic that I saw
totally different
today,
team.
It's insane. I have to try and talk for a minute while I'm looking for this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't know the stat you're looking up, but they're a totally different team. And again, like I said in the fan rant, the Cowboys just lost to the Cardinals. The Cardinals have looked just totally different than what they did those first 11 weeks.
Okay,
so I don't know what it is.
Here it is.
Or what?
And I'm going to go all the way back to Texas Tech. This is 2013, okay? Actually, they have the totals here, so I don't even need to break it down. And Cliff Kingsbury's coaching from 2013 to 2018 at Tech, 2019, 2020, and 2021 in Arizona. Through his first 7 games, he has a combined record of 42 wins, 20 losses, and 1 tie. In those however many seasons it was there, finish the last 7 games or whatever that number was at the college level, clearly not always 14, but 17 and 44. Yeah.
So maybe he's having a little figured out and doesn't adjust.
I don't know. Yeah, he has a problem closing. Hopefully that doesn't affect his love life, but I'm sure it doesn't. He has a shitload of money in a sweet mansion.
Yeah,
but
right.
I think I think he might be part of the reason why this team struggles. I don't know what happens to him in the second half of the season, if he gets figured out, if his game plan remains similar through the first half and then peters off in the second because people are catching on and learn how to control his offense. But yeah, I just think McVay, I think, is the better of the two of them, for one. I think talent-wise, up and down the roster, we're looking at you could combine these two teams and you could make a 2017 Pro Bowl roster.
Yeah, you could. So, I mean, if the Cards had Hopkins, I'd feel a little bit better about it. But,
same.
Just even having him on the field as a distraction is worth something. Without him out there, I just don't know. Do they have somebody who can be that guy? Sounds like
I'm assuming that what Ron's talking about here. By the way, Ron was one of the guys I was on Ramage with last night. He's super cool dude.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I think what Ron's trying to say here is that Kingsbury and Zimmer both have no problem with women, but they're just terrible coaches. That'd be my guess.
He's not wrong. If that's what he's getting at, he's not wrong.
Jake adds in that the Steelers have Marcus Allen, a hybrid safety, playing inside linebacker on 3rd and long passing downs. Maybe that'll help contain Kelsey. Marcus Allen stepped it up pretty big time, and I really liked him at Penn State, so I'm glad that he's, kind of having a career-changing moment, it seems like. A lot of injury. So this must be, it doesn't say, but I'm assuming this is the injury report for the Chiefs, and that's a fuckload of players on there. And yeah.
It's the NFL. Anything can happen in one game.
It's true. And Tori adds in, if Kyler isn't amazing, the Cards are in trouble. I agree. Ron says again, and they start off hot and fall in late games. So good-looking women they attract and suck at coaches in the second half of seasons. That's where we're at with the Zimmer Kingsbury comparison. So, all right. Hey, that's going to wrap us up. I think we're both ready to be off the air for a little while because of the 2-hour fan rant episode. We even flew through some of those other segments, and it was still really long. But hey, again, appreciate all you guys tuning in and chiming in the comments. The people who joined in the fan rant on episode 43, really appreciate all you guys. Thank the sponsors: Swing Juice, Napoli's Your Daily Local, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, Blue Line Auto, Me, Myself, and Ride podcast. I think I named them all. I don't have it written down in front of me like I normally do. And I forgot to put the little ticker up. I usually read it off of there, kind of cheat a little bit. But thank you again for listening. Have a good wild card weekend. Several beers, lots of chicken wings. And we'll see you next time.